This knot is called the bowline knot, or like bowline knot. I guess it's been used for like thousands of years. I don't know, when I originally started looking it up, they said that like Egyptians used it like on boating and stuff like that. So you like make a little loop, and then it's just as simple as just you go in through it and then around this and then back in. And then if you wanted to secure it to something, I could do it like, I could tie it so this goes around it, or I could put it around something like my arm and then like pull it through the other side like this. The good thing about like knots like this is that you can keep reusing the same rope. So it's like if I was gonna, I could just tie on like some like whatever knot and just knot it over and over and over, but I'm gonna have to cut it. But this is like pretty good rope that I could use forever if I just keep using like good knots, I work in production, like film, photo, and there's like heavy equipment you have to tie down. There's like a DIT cart, and they put all their computer equipment on it. It has wheels, and you can't like take it off the wheels. Normally, if I had something with wheels, I would like put it on its side so it wouldn't slide and then tie it down, but you have to keep it on its wheels. So I couldn't just tie some like whatever knot. I had to like know like a perfect knot to keep it from moving, or else it would break. Because driving around New York, the truck is like bouncing. So it needs to be secure. You gotta know your knots.
I like the history of it, though. I think it's like, I don't know, I think it's really interesting that like something as kind of like old as knot tying is seriously like as useful today as it ever has been. Like someone like created these knots and like nothing surpassed them.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like it's kind of like making something from nothing. Because you're like, well, it's, the rope isn't nothing. Like a good rope is good rope, it's valued, but the fact that I could like make this into something that's going to work that most people couldn't.
I also like the way it kind of like puts me in touch with like olden timey human beings, like I'm doing the same thing as someone did like hundreds of a thousand years ago. Like we're doing this exact same motion, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like good about that. It's kind of the same reason I like to go camping, so they kind of like go hand in hand together. This is called the taut line hitch, or I think it's otherwise known as the tent hitch. But basically, what you end up with is a knot that can like move up and down the bight, which is like the remaining part of the rope. But it only moves if you want it to. Like you have to physically like hold the knot and shift it up and down the line. But if you just like pull on the other end of the line, it's not going to move. But this is what you want to use if you want to, like, let's say you've tied one end of a rope to a tree, and then you want to tie the other end of the rope to a tree, but you want to get your line like super, super tight. You'd use this because you have an adjustable knot on one end of it. What you want to do is you create a loop around it, you get your rope, stick it underneath the remaining part of the rope that's like attached to the other side. You go under and then over, under and over again. So you have 2 twists within that loop. And then under again in the remaining part and through the loop that you just made, and you end up with this knot here, which won't budge once it's locked in if you pull it like that, but you can slide it up and down the rope. So when that's fixed to another point, the further along you like pull the knot down the rope, the tighter it will get, and then you want to loosen it up, it'll create slack. So yeah, this is why it's called the taut line hitch, because you can create a taut line by just like, pulling it through, and then it won't move down even if you like yank on it as hard as you can. And this is also really easy to undo. You just like kind of give yourself a little bit of slack so you have more room to operate, and all you do is just pull that one piece out, and then it all just comes apart. I remember the first time I realized I needed to learn how to tie knots was when I went camping with my friend in the woods, and I recently bought a hammock. And there's a lot of knot tying that goes on there because you have to like rig up a tarp and then like tie your hammock to, like the tree that you're going around and everything. And the first time we went and did it, I wasted a lot of cord, which is something that you kind of don't want to do. Cord's like a really good resource, and if you like start cutting it up because you can't untie a knot, then like it's a waste. And also it's just easy and good to be able to know knots that you can like, one, like help you secure things down, and then also can like release them really quick so you can like set up camp and break down camp really, really fast. So I came back from the first camping trip and I was like, oh, I'm like really just not proficient at this at all. I didn't know any knots at all, and I came back to the house and I was like, I need to learn this for next time, because my friend I went with, he was like totally fine. He actually worked in production too for a long time, which is how he learned a lot of his knots. Same thing, he was a truck PA. He like tie things down. They like applications are like endless. You can use them for like everything. I use like now I know how to tie like knots. I can use them. I don't know, like in ways I never thought that you'd even like need to do it before.
Yeah, in bed.
Yeah, like I have had like 3 or 4 prisoners escape from me before I started tying knots, and now I tie knots. They don't go anywhere. Like they're like in prison forever until I won't let them go.
They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.